Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you about productivity and batching. Now this is a requested video and it's something I've kind of talked about in the past when I'm gearing my video content towards business owners and owning your own business, but this is also kind of geared to me being an online teacher and how I actually stay productive and batch my my content, my ideas, my videos, everything I do. I batch it so I'm not doing everything every single day of the week, if that makes sense. So why don't I get right into it and then I can describe and explain a little bit more in detail about what I'm trying to say here. So I do a lot of things. And so first things first, I want to say, when I first started OUTSCHOOL, I was working full-time in a school system and I was doing OUTSCHOOL and still, making money both ways. So I just want to say, whatever your situation is, I know what it's like to be fully busy, have 3 kids, have an entirely busy life with activities and sports and husbands and hair appointments and nail appointments and trips and all kinds of things. Like, we all have lives, right? No matter who you are, no matter what you've got going on, everybody has a life. Everybody also has the same 24 hours in a day. Now, it just depends on how you choose to spend those 24 hours and what you want to accomplish in your life. And so this is something that took me a great deal of time to learn. It probably was, over the past year, probably from last April 2020 until really I started changing things probably in maybe the fall. It didn't take too long to really fully make the change. And so when I started thinking about what I wanted to do and who I wanted to become and what I wanted my life to look like, I wanted complete flexibility and freedom and to be financially free. And so I didn't want to have to wake up every day and go to the same place and report to the same people and tell people what I'm doing for them and growing their business. There's nothing wrong with doing that. I just chose now to have a different lifestyle where I wanted to be the one that gets to make those decisions. I get to decide when I want to wake up. I get to decide if I need to take a day off. I get to decide when I want to teach, how I want to teach, where I want to teach. I can take this whole little classroom with me, this iPad that I'm looking at, on the road with me, and I don't just have to teach from my home. I could teach from California. I could teach from Hawaii, Singapore, Alaska, Netherlands, wherever. It doesn't matter where I am. My body can physically be anywhere and I can still teach online. That is not something that everybody can say with their job and their lifestyle. And so that's just where I wanted to be in this point in my life. And so in order to get to this point in my life, I had to start making decisions. Number one, I had to really decide what I wanted to do, and I knew I didn't want to give up teaching. I love teaching so much, and so if I'm not going to be teaching in a classroom, that kind of, I think any teacher would ask themselves, they're like, well, I want to teach, but how do you not teach in a classroom? That's what you do. But there are so many other options out there than just teaching in a classroom. And don't get me wrong, some people love teaching in a classroom and probably will never leave, but they still want to do OUTSCHOOL. Some people decide that they don't want to do that anymore and they want to be more flexible and travel the world, like teacher Michael. If you ever look him up on YouTube, he's fantastic. He is, I know that I first found him when he was with a VIP Kid, and I think he's ventured off into OUTSCHOOL now too, and he travels the world and does all kinds of things and still teaches. So how incredible is that? So it's really just a testament to say that you can do anything you want these days, and you don't have to do the traditional, go to college, get a career, go to a job, and then hate your life and hate everything about it and wake up and be miserable. You don't have to do that. You can do anything. So it took me a while to really get in that mindset, but I just knew that it was out there. I saw other people doing it. I was watching other people doing it, and I'm like, if they're doing it, why can't I do it? There's no reason why I can't. But I had to change my lifestyle. So to start off with that, being productive meant for me that I could no longer come home from work, complain about being tired, cook dinner, do the chores that I had to do, put the kids to bed, and then lay on the couch for 3 hours and binge watch TV, and then go to bed, or maybe fall asleep on the couch, and that was it, and that was my night. That is so many people's nights, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. If you are happy, if you want to keep doing that, by all means, if that's what makes you happy, do it. But I wasn't happy. I knew I wanted more, and I didn't just want to come home and be tired and miserable every day and go on the couch. I don't want to say miserable, because that would misrepresent like how I felt. I totally love teaching and being with my students. I don't want to say miserable, but I was just so tired, like all the time. And it's long days sometimes. And I just knew that I'm not a morning person. I remember one time I was working with a coworker of mine. I'll just say his first name, but I won't say his whole name. But I was working with a coworker, Mike, and I was mentioning how I was not a morning person and I don't drink coffee and all these things. And he just looked at me and was like, why are you a teacher? And it wasn't mean. It was totally joking around. And I was like, I know, right? It's like, I'm not the teacher type in that sense. Like, I hate to wake up early. I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't have like that caffeine burst. Like, I don't know. But I love teaching, so like I didn't let that stop me. Just like teaching online, I don't want that to stop me. But I have more flexibility now. So I can wake up whenever I want. I still don't work weekends. I don't work nights if I don't want to. I'm really starting to venture out of working nights because I want that to be myself, and I want that to grow my business part of this even further. And so being productive means that you have to decide what's important to you in the day and what you want to get done, and really start pinpointing what's wasting your time. Don't get me wrong, there are moments and days that I love to just sit on the couch, binge watch some Jersey Shore with a glass of wine. I said it out loud. I know. Everybody likes their trash TV once in a while, okay? Like, I like to just veg out and not have to think for a couple hours and just laugh at other people's shenanigans. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. However, I choose not to do that every day now. So instead of, sitting there and binge watching other people living their life and getting paid for it, I want to start doing that and getting paid for it. I want to live my life and get paid for it. So I stopped watching so much TV. It's not that I don't watch TV. I just don't watch it for 3 hours. I'll maybe pick one show a night and watch that. Sometimes when my insomnia kicks in, I watch a little bit more, and then I, lack on the sleep. But I definitely don't watch as much as I used to, and I'm definitely more productive with my time. So I'm not just sitting there like doing mindless activities, or I don't know, just like laying there like a lump on a log. Like, it's fun to do sometimes when you're tired, but I wanted more than that. So I started thinking about my 24 hours in a day, and I started listing out to-do lists and said, hey, what do I want to get accomplished today? What needs to get accomplished today? And how am I going to move forward instead of staying still? So it's not necessarily that you're moving back, but you're staying still. If you're repeating yourself every single day and doing the same things, but you want something more than that, well, if you're not doing stuff every single day to move forward, then why are you expecting to move forward? I mean, I could throw out that quote there, right? And the insanity quote, but we all know what it is. You can't just say, I want this, I want this, I want this, but then never really do it. You have to actually take steps and take action to actually do it. So what I did was I planned out my 24 hours on my phone. I set my sleep times. I have like routines and schedules and reminders and timers and just things to try to keep me on task, to remind me, oh, hey, you should be thinking about what your YouTube video is this week. Hey, you should be writing an outline for it. Hey, you should be recording it right now. Hey, you should be uploading it right now. All these things. And so I was talking to one of my clients the other day, and she was asking me about batching. Do I batch? And so if you don't know what that means, batching means that, for example, my best example is YouTube. If you're a YouTuber, batching would mean that you make maybe 2 or 3 videos a day, like do them all in one day, sit down, get all your things, do it, and then like the next time you sit down and have that block of time, you maybe edit that. So let's just pretend for Monday, I'm going to batch make 3 videos for YouTube. Okay, so that's my only thing I'm going to do on Monday is I'm going to make 3 different videos. I'm going to plan it all out, record, do my thing. That's it for Monday. And then let's say Tuesday, I'm going to now edit one of those videos and maybe start my thumbnail for that video. You may even just make, the next day could be editing one video, and then maybe like Wednesday's the next video, Thursday's the next video, and then Friday is all the thumbnails. Excuse me. So that would be an example of batching, because you don't want to sit there every day and be scrambling and trying to figure out what you're going to do. And if you're someone like me, I don't want to work weekends. Weekends are for my family. That's not to say I don't do my everyday tasks, but I don't do heavily involved work tasks on the weekends unless I want to. Like, unless, my kids are at a play date, my husband's taking a nap, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, this is just a cool block of time. Because when you love what you do, it doesn't really feel like work. I know, so cliche, but there are times that I'm just like so involved and loving it that I'm like, I just want to sit there and make like 20 pieces of content right now. And I know some people would think that's crazy, but I batch that. So now if I make 20 pieces of content on a Saturday morning, well, guess what? Now I have 20 different posts that are ready to go, and I'm not sitting there trying to come up with a different post every single day. Okay. So those are just some examples, and now I'm going to tell you what my work week looks like. And this is very minimal. This is just like the basis of it, because if I sat down and told you every single thing, this video would probably be like 45 minutes long. So this is like the basis of what I do. So I have a Monday through Friday schedule, and Tuesday and Thursday right now I do mornings, I do tutoring. So my mornings are focused on, waking my kids up, having breakfast with them, hanging out for a little bit, maybe doing some educational stuff, and then I go off and I do my thing and I go tutoring. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I try to get out and do my exercise in the morning, because I would prefer to do it in the mornings, but my Tuesday and Thursday, I feel like it's too hectic for me, because like I said, I'm not a morning person. I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. and do a run or a jog. Oh, first of all, I don't run, but like do a walk or my weightlifting or whatever. Like, no, I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. It's not me. I'm not going to force myself to do that. It's just not my thing. So I would rather wake up at like 7 and, hang out, lay in my bed for a couple minutes, maybe read, maybe scroll through TikTok for a little bit. Like, that's my thing, and I'm okay with it, okay? So for me too, like when I'm scrolling through TikTok, like that's idea time for me. It's entertainment, don't get me wrong, but it also spews my head for ideas. So I'll take notes sometimes and be like, oh, I should make a video about this. People inspire you. So my mornings are always like inspirational and like, what can I do for the day? So Mondays, I am preparing for my Training Tuesday. This is something new, but Monday for me, Training Tuesdays in my group. But Mondays have always been like interview days for me, where I interview different women in my group and we talk about our successes and how we're moving forward. My husband's schedule has changed a little bit, so I haven't been doing Monday interviews. So now I'm taking over that Monday part to create and prepare my trainings for other people who want to become online teachers, because it can be in depth and a lot of people have a lot of good questions, and I feel like if I can start giving trainings to help those people move forward, then that's what I want to spend my time doing, to help those people move forward in their journey. So my Mondays, I'm preparing for Tuesday. So I'm researching, I'm figuring out what people want, I'm asking people, or maybe someone has already asked me and now I'm writing my outline, and I'm figuring out what's the best way I can deliver my information, give them what they've asked for, and be very like point blank and blunt about it, and always 100% truthful as possible. Like, what can I tell you without breaking any like OUTSCHOOL guidelines or rules or anything? Because I want to give you the most valuable information, and so by doing that, preparing ahead of time, I'll be ready for Tuesday for when the training actually happens. And then on Mondays, I like to try to send out an email to just kind of like catch up, check in with everybody, say, hey. Now let me just start up by saying, if you're on my email list, you might be like, well, Michelle, I haven't seen a Monday email in a while. I know. My emails are not 100% par right now, but that is, on here for my goals. And then, okay, so now that's Monday. I prepare for my training, I do my emails, I check in with everybody. Those are just like my big things. I'll talk about my day-to-days after I go through my week. Tuesdays is my YouTube video record and upload. So what I like to do, I personally do one video a day right now. So, but I'm batching in a different way. So I don't just like record 3 different videos, but I batch in the sense that I do like record, edit, thumbnail, and upload all in one day. So like literally that's just my focus though. So all day, that's my focus, is getting that video done, because my videos go live on Wednesdays and Fridays. So Tuesday night, it's mostly like evening time because I teach during the day. So Tuesday night-ish, evening-ish, that's when I do my recording, my editing, and then like for YouTube, you can schedule your uploads. So I'll schedule my upload for the next day. So that's what I do on Tuesdays. Wednesday is course creation and email my video out. So because my video is coming out on Wednesday, I like to send an email out on Wednesdays announcing, hey, I have a new video. This is what it's about. You might be interested in this. Check it out. And I might add like 1 or 2 more things that the person might be interested in that's receiving the email. And my course creation. So I'm actually creating another course right now. I have 2 others out right now, and I'm working on my 3rd course. And that is going to be, talking about how you can start making multiple figures of income by teaching online and switching things up a little bit. So that course is going to be coming out soon, and I'm super excited for it. So I'm working on that on Wednesdays, and that is a lot of work. So I'm making sure that I'm, really delegating Wednesdays to do that. I talked about my email. Okay. And then Thursdays, so Wednesday night too, I don't think I wrote it. Oh, no, sorry. Nope, I lied. Thursday, I wrote it here. Thursday is my YouTube video, my recording, and my uploading. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do it the day before I want my video to go out. That's when I do them. Now, if I can, for some reason, get out another video on these days, if I can batch it, then I would definitely do that, because that is my goal. I've done it a couple times in the past. I haven't been able to do it lately. If I can start getting a week ahead of schedule, boy, that'd be so exciting, because then I can start scheduling my videos, a week out. So like when my vacation's coming up, that's what I want to have happen. I want to have my videos scheduled ahead of time. So I don't want to be recording and editing videos on vacation. Like, no, vacation is supposed to be relaxing. So I want to be able to, batch those ahead of time and pre-schedule them so I don't have to worry about it. But Tuesdays and Thursdays are my YouTube days, and that's what I prepare and get ready. And then Friday, Friday I do my content calendar. So this is where I create all my content for my Instagram, my Facebook, my coaching page. Sometimes I'll do some website content. So like I have a blog on there. This is where I really check in and do all that kind of stuff to make sure that I'm staying updated and I'm giving value to you guys. And then I also send out my email announcing my video that just came out that day. That's pretty much the nitty-gritty of it. There are some behind the scenes kind of things that happen. Like I have to make sure that when my clients are signing up for coaching calls, that I have those available, but those are kind of more in my schedule, and that's not necessarily this kind of work, because I have different hours for coaching and for my clients to schedule time with me. If I do have a client, like let's say on Monday I have a client, Sunday night I usually will preview and take notes about what that person wanted to talk about based on their notes to me or their email to me. Sometimes I chat with people on Instant Messenger, so I'll review what we've talked about, what I think that they're going to ask me about. Sometimes I'll ask them ahead of time, hey, what would you like this coaching call to be about? Which usually happens more often than not. And then that way, when Monday comes, I can be really prepared and ready to talk to that person and really narrow down on what their questions are and how I can answer them for them. So that's why I don't really have a specific day for coaching, because everybody's different. So I can't just be Wednesdays I'm going to prepare for all clients. Well, I can't really do that, because if I don't have a client sign up until next Tuesday, I can't prepare for them before they sign up, right? I mean, that makes sense, right? Okay. So everyday tasks though are different, and I do these things on the weekends as well, because I can't just fall flat. So I post to social media every single day. I have a couple of different social accounts that I post to, and I mean, there are definitely days that I don't do every single account that I want to. Definitely still something I'm working on. It's hard. There's a lot of things that go into it, right? But I do try to post to my social accounts every single day. I like to talk to at least 5 people every day. Reach out to people, check in, make connections with people, talk to people, make them feel important. I want to know what you're doing, and I want to connect with you. And I don't want you to just think oh, this is just some person on the internet. No, let's make a connection. Let's build that. Let's talk. So I do try to talk to at least either 5 new people every day or 5 people that I'm engaged with and having conversations with on and off every day. I always try to go to my Facebook groups that I'm in. Like, I'm in a bunch of teacher groups, and I try to engage in there and give value and answer questions. There's always like new teachers coming on. And so just because I'm in the online world now, I have been in the classroom for the past 6 years. And so I have a lot of value there too. So when new people are coming on, they're saying, hey, I had my first classroom this year. What should I do? I have input to offer there too. So I'd like to engage in the teacher groups and offer help and assistance there. And so I'd like to try to do that. I wouldn't say I'm in the groups every single day, or at least not the same group every day. I try to like hit a couple, but it really depends on what I can get to. But I'm engaging in groups. It just might not be the same group every single day. Let me see here. Nope, those are notes or something else. Okay. So yes, I try to make connections every day, post in my socials every day, check in with my groups, and then obviously like my own group, I like to try to be engaged. I do have a couple of groups too that I'm engaged with, and try to reach out to people. So I would like to try to do more lives too. That's something I was doing before, is trying to go live a lot, because I feel like it's more personable when you can see me and hear me talking and all that good stuff. So that is kind of like what my schedule looks like. So I know that my client was asking specifically about lesson planning and things like that. And so because I haven't created a new class in quite some time now, I have a lot of successful classes right now, and my curriculum is pretty much done for those classes. I'm going to talk about what I did before I had my lessons going on, because what she was mentioning is like, I don't want to be, trying to prepare lesson plans every day and doing a class and doing this and doing that. So just like I talked about what I'm doing, I would recommend that you take some time, pick a day in the week and say, okay, Monday nights is just for lesson planning, and maybe schedule like 1 to 2 hours, whatever works for you. Personally, when you're just getting started, I would tell yourself, okay, Monday nights from 8 to 10, I'm going to work on lesson planning, and that is it. And set a dang timer. I know people don't like to live by timers all the time, but I'm telling you, the reason you should do this is you'll start to learn what you are getting done in 2 hours. Was it too much time, or was it not enough time? I'm going to tell you, it's probably not enough time, because we get in our heads, and then our phone goes off, and I was going to say the doorbell rings, but hopefully not that late at night. But things happen in your house, and things are going on. The dog needs to go out all of a sudden, blah, 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 blah. Things get interrupted. So the first couple times you do this, you're going to want to set a timer, see what you get accomplished, and then you'll be able to start troubleshooting for the future. But Monday is lesson planning. Plan all your stuff. And this might just mean like researching. What topics should I do? What's about, like, say I want to pick dinosaurs. Okay, great. Well, if I want to teach a class about dinosaurs, I really better know my stuff. So you might need to research for 2 hours, different things about dinosaurs, take some notes, get some ideas, get some resources, make some printables, whatever you got to do. And that's your research night for lesson planning. And then maybe Tuesday night is where you actually put some slides together, and now you're actually making your lesson. So there's research, and then there's the lesson. Okay, does that make sense? And then Wednesday might be, okay, I'm going to post a couple of new class listings and update my schedule. So I definitely do that with OUTSCHOOL. I go on, I think it's usually, I know it's usually Fridays. I always did it. I've definitely been checking it a little bit more often right now, because I've got a lot of personal stuff going on with just like how home improvements is what I'll say. So I'm really on my schedule right now, trying to figure things out. But every Friday I like to go on. I was doing this consistently. I like to go on and make sure all my class times are updated and everything's ready for the next week. And if I want to add any more classes in, or maybe someone hasn't signed up for something and I wanted to go out that night, I'll take it off my schedule, whatever you got going on. I like to make sure that like I set aside a time and day for that as well, to say, okay, let me go over this. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking a day of the week, sticking to it at least for like 3 weeks, stick to this, and then modify as you go. But I'm telling you, try the timer thing, because you'll really start to figure out what works and what doesn't. So that would be my recommendation for that. Okay, if you are not in my teacher group already, but you want to be, definitely check out the link in the description. I also have a bunch of other links of super helpful information, but if you want to be in my group and hear from me more one-on-one than just the YouTube videos, then definitely try to get to that group because you'll find a lot more value in there for sure. You can always reach out to me too at Michelle at MichelleMahoneyOnline.com, and that's also my website, MichelleMahoneyOnline.com, if you want to go over there and check things out. I would love to hear from you, and down in the comments below, what's your productivity thing that you do that you want to share with us, because I always like to hear new ideas, so let me know down in the comments. If this video was helpful and you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It would really help out my channel, and I really, really appreciate it. And if you're not already, please hit the subscribe button and the bell, because then it will alert you anytime I put out a new video, and I would love to have you here on my channel. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my group soon. Have a good one.